Hey everyone, I'm over in Lincoln County, Kentucky today. I'm in the city of Stanford, and we're here at Logan's Fort or Logan Station. And my friend Peggy here, she's one of the members of the Friends of the fort. And I just asked her to give us a quick little, just a little intro and a little bit of history before I go out and show you what's on the grounds here. And it's a little bit of a cool day today, December 7th, 2024. So, okay, if you don't mind, could you give us a little introduction?
Okay, thank you for having me. Um, as you said, my name's Peggy, and we're having our Christmas event today, and I think it's one of my favorite events of the year. It's very festive. We try to bring in some natural greenery and things that we think the pioneers might have had. Um, Logan's Fort was founded by Benjamin Logan, and he came here in 1775 and started his crop of corn and made his land claim. And they settled here because of St. Asaph Spring. They called it St. Asaph at the time. Of course, it was unnamed, and it's the spring is still here 250 years later, and it's just down the hill a little bit, and you can still go see it. Um, the fort later had the name of Standing Fort because it was never fell. They had several attacks and sieges and so forth, but they managed to stay here. And so later we think the name it was called Standing Fort, and later they called it Stanford. So that's how we think we got our current name. Now the main street in Stanford is where the old Wilderness Road came right down through the middle of Stanford. And so then they came here to the fort. Some people lived here for quite a while early on. And then later people would just kind of pass through. They'd get information on how to do land claims and to stay here for just a little while until they felt more comfortable. And then they would move on out to their land claim later on. We don't think the fort was here much more than 10 to 15 years because when people got more comfortable and it was safer to settle out, they liked doing that better than being in a crowded fort. Although Logan's was known for being a really good place to be as far as some of the others. They had milk, they had cattle, so they had milk, and they had butter, and they was also Logan had a meal, and so they ground some things and they had some bread. Um, and Of course they hunted uh, like anybody else would have hunted to feed themselves. But the fort kind of comes to life this time of year, and we really do enjoy our visitors. We're not quite finished with the fort. We still like two blockhouses in Benjamin Logan's cabin. We currently have 7 buildings, and we don't hardly make one a year. But right now we're inside our newest building. It's the Clark cabin, and Clark came in with William Whitley, and he was married to William Whitley's sister Margaret, and he later started Clark's Run. So that's about it.
Okay, yes, and I know you mentioned the spring a little bit. I'll walk down there in here in a few moments and take a video of it there, and that spring is still running today, over 200 and something years ago,
That's pretty
and
amazing,
that
isn't it?
is amazing.
And of course, they had to settle somewhere where they had a good source of water,
Yes, water.
and they did, and they just kept. And the city has used that over the years when they had droughts and so
Oh,
forth. They've
okay.
tapped that spring for spring water.
Wow. So,
But it's
okay.
it's a very cool place, and we'd love for anybody to come to visit anytime. We don't have a visitor center per se, but we do have events during the year, and we'd be glad to have visitors.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, and this is the front of the fort here, and we'll mosey on around the corner here a little bit and look at some of the cabins real quick. And every year in the month of May, there's a reenactment here. We have a whole lot of reenactors that come and kind of portray what happened here. And it's a public event. You can come and watch and everything. And a lot of these cabins, from what I understand, have been built voluntarily, like volunteers. Like she had said, Peggy had said, this is a city-owned park, technically. Okay, so from within the fort, you can see the wall here. This is the front gate. And then we just kind of start around some of the cabins here. Some of the cabins have different names. And today, like I say, today's December the 7th, 2024. So they're having their Christmas event today. And this is a public event. Anyone can come out. They have drinks, cider, hot chocolate, things like that. As you can see, this will be finished in later on. There's supposed to be, I think, a blockhouse here, maybe a blockhouse there. And as you can see, this is not a really big area. Of course, the fort wasn't that big originally. So they're just trying to be as accurate as they can. That's called the Menifee cabin. This will be called the Whitley cabin. Take a quick look inside here. This has got some really cool stuff set up here with some pewter and things. Swing around to the fireplace. Very cool. Okay, then we'll come on up here. These folks here treat everyone so well when you come by. They appreciate it so much. So, hello. And make our way here to the corner blockhouse. As you can see, again, the fireplace going. The ladder going up to the loft there. And again, back to the front here. This is one of the ramparts. So, pretty good day out here today. They didn't have a fire going today. As you can see, the flags over here. It's a little bit windy, and they have quite a bit of dry wood there. And I guess they're just afraid, something might get a little out of hand or whatever. But here in a minute, maybe we'll go talk to a few reenactors and just see how their day's going and go from there. Thank you. All right, just to give you a little perspective here, I'm going to walk down to where the original spring that's very well documented here at Logan's. So there's the fort, and I'm going to do a complete turnaround here. So way back down this way, down where the entrance is, that was the original fort site right down that way, and the spring's kind of in behind a little building down here. So we'll make our way down there and take a look at that. Okay, and again, come on down a little farther just to give you a little distance here. Again, way up there, about 350 yards away, that's the replica fort. And right over here, there's a monument here in the front yard of this old house. Kind of hard to see a little bit. I'll try to zoom in, but I can't quite zoom in. Right there in the center, there's a little monument, and that is the monument showing basically where the original fort was standing. That's the original fort site. As you can see here, we got some gates. This is on private property, so we will not be crossing any gates or doing any trespassing. We have to respect that. So if I come on around right here, right down there in that bottom, that's where the spring's going to be. That's where the fresh water would have came from. So I'll make my way down there and get a little video on that. All right, we've made our way down here to the spring. So I'll kind of turn back around here just to give you an idea. That's where we're at just a moment ago, looking at the original site. So you got this hillside right here. And it's still running today. Here we go. Got some big time tree roots right there. As you can see, water's running down through there, running out right over there. Really clear, really cold. And then it just basically opens up. As you can see, it becomes this little stream here and just takes off and keeps going. So pretty cool. All of our modern stuff, hasn't touched this as of now. Of course, they've done some trimming here and some tree cutting and limbs and things like that. But I just think this is just really cool to see that water, again, after all these years, still running today. Just a little bit of an undercut there. I'll back up a little bit just to show you. And if you didn't know this was here, you'd walk right on past it, of course. So gives you a little better idea. So anyway, hope you liked it. I just thought it was really cool. All right, everyone. Well, this is going to wrap up the day over here at Logan Station in Stanford. So just a little fun video here. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a little bit informative. And for anyone who hasn't been here, like I say, stop by sometime and see us over here. Stanford, Kentucky, Lincoln County. Thanks.